this one. Let's see whether or not they're going to be able to fulfill the promise of, you know, just reward the faith that you have in them right now, which is always really nice to see from teams. So let's get into it. We'll see what, especially this mid lane, I think is going to determine a lot about what the game looks like ultimately, right? If we have a situation where this SF finds himself just getting overran, I don't really see them having any kind of way to win out this matchup. But at the very least, if he can be like the spearhead, right, of the entire draft, then
level
maybe.
1
But we'll see if this
engagement,
fight,
maybe?
this is what you love. Is it gonna happen? Sorry, Wingblade. Sorry, fam. No, not today.
Italiano Gangstar, he hesitated for a moment, so Treant managed to walk away.
Feels bad. Feels bad. A moment's hesitation can really end up costing you in the long run. And we see that be the situation in this case. Sadly, they will at least be able to set up on the side of the map for, you know, at least a couple of situations where they can take these bounty runes. Maybe they contest with Nico up in the jungle, but I doubt it. But they at very least will claim 2 and maybe more if they're feeling a little bit lucky about this.
Luna all alone right now, of course, with the Quelling Blade, nothing special there. Wraith King actually has a stick level 1.
Stick level 1 from Italiano Gangster. Okay. So he's definitely expecting... What is he? Are they going to play this in such a way that he's... what's he expecting here? I mean, it is off-lane Treant that's going to be coming up now. So he's potentially expecting the Leech Seed spam, but... You know, I suppose this just makes sure that no matter what, even if the Treant Protector is getting his own regen back, that you're also claiming some for yourself, so it's okay in that situation. Also, one thing we didn't really talk about is the support gyro in pause 5 here. So, what is happening with these drafts? This is one thing I do not like about having the support gyro is later on in the game, it does feel like they're going to be a little bit lax with their initiation, but in the laning phase, you've got some very good spells to be able to allow Italiano Gangster to get maximum farm on this side of the map.
I mean, I think there is lots of things I don't like about Gyrocopter support. For instance, if the Warden on this Oracle wants to be a pain in the behind, he can just put 1 point into Fate's Edict and ignore every single missile. Like, 1 missile is 120 mana, Fate's Edict is 50, and it just completely negates the effect.
Oh, we see it go forward now. We actually get a lot of damage out onto Italiano Gangster. They almost killed him here. Fortune's End did come out triggering, but does manage to get back to safety. Pops a salve behind the tower, so should be completely safe in the situation. At the same time, Bane almost fell down bottom. Falling very low, also a salve pop, but it's a different situation. Gyrocopter getting now himself very low, almost dies, but will end up taking the tumble. MMR Tourist finding the kill by chasing him through the trees. The Treant Protector does his thing, gets the early first blood. These massive right clicks early on, one of the reasons why you can run this hero in the off lane, and we see the power that can come in the laning phase from it.
Yeah. Good luck with your life when a hero with 100 right click damage and an orb of enemies running at you.
How is it allowed that he has that much damage, honestly, early on? It's a little bit obscene whenever I see these values on this Treant Protector, but he's doing his thing. And he's building into this early hand of Midas. What do you make of this build?
Oh, goodness. Midas. That is something. It's like, maybe this is the super old school build, where you go Midas into Aghanims on Treant, and then you end up with like 2000 GPM, because you can farm every single camp every single minute by just pressing ulti.
And just get away with it, right?
What we'll see today. It's
one
not
can only hope.
Expecting, but you never know.
Personally, I hope that's what we get, because that would be entertaining as hell. Honestly, it would be awesome. So we will see if that's what we will attain. And looking at bottom right, I want to ask you something about this Luna. Normally we have been seeing of late that Luna has been rinsing these Tidehunters for a while in this off lane, but with the help of 5RATFORCESTAFF mate, the chicken, able to make sure that there's no real pressure being applied by the other support. And it's just 1v1, but somehow middle, they get this kill. I annihilate. Okay, they trade lives here. Bat Rider for the Shadow Fiend. It is a +1 as well, but I don't know. How do you feel about this? I feel like this is a good trade ultimately if you are playing on the bad rider side because you know that you are going to get ran over with farm anyway. So it's better
Yep.
to be able to get these early life trades as much as humanly possible, right?
Gets XP as well. Ooh, but now Italiano Gangstar manages to get a kill. And on bottom, Skyrat solo killed the Bane. So lots of action right now. I mean,
This
when
is
you have
a bit of
heroes
a
like Sky and a Tree, that's what you kind of expect.
Speaking of this guy, he's getting gone on again down bottom and will end up losing his life to a Lucent Beam. Some decent damage coming out here. Thana, actually the one that claims the kill at the end on the Bane Elemental, will also be able to sneak up on the high ground, steal away this bounty rune.
Ooh,
I mean,
Nico
that's
on mid.
always nice. Nico though,
He's
is he gonna
diving
get...
hard.
Annihilate, where's the help? Where's the assistance? It's not coming, so Nico gets the kill. Yet again, Wingblade. They trade lives here in this mid lane, but they don't end up in a situation where one of them comes off the better for it. 1-1, Nico got the kill first though, so the experience bonus goes the way of the Bat Rider. Yet again, a little bit more gold, and yet again, slowing down the Shadow Fiend, who I think we both agree needs to be the one that accelerates the timing for his team. Can't really afford to be dying like this in the early game.
Yep. I mean, the gold difference is 6, but Batrider gets a solid 329 XP, which means that he's gonna hit level 6 with the next creep death in his lane, which is a pretty big deal.
He's also got this fairly juicy stack right now to be able to complete for himself, so quite a decent chunk of gold going the way of this Bat Rider overall. Really enjoying himself. 30 CS as it stands right now. And we're getting into that point in the game where he's deciding to go for the BTs. Oh, top. Italiano Gangster doesn't have level 6 here, Wingblade. They might try to bring him down on this Wraith King, but they don't have the punch. They don't have the punch. This is always so frustrating when you try to use Oracle in this aggressive fashion and you fail. Then you're just like, oh, great. I just made sure he could escape with the Purifying Flames here. Awesome. That feels nice.
Just boosting up the healing stat in the post game. Bane now getting really low. This Skyrat doing work.
Yep. B-God is out here. If he shows again, Bane could actually die, and he's under vision. B-God has the vision. Concussive shot is at the ready. Arcane Bolt back in a second. Throws it out with the silence as well from the Arcane Seal. Beautifully done by B-God. And this chicken is starting to get really, really big, starting to flap its wings. And they're going to look for a kill themselves again here in this top lane as they're going for the MMR Tourist. Italiano Gangster and Overlom should be able to get this one. Even if he survives now, I mean, Rocket Barrage should kill him. But oh no, he has the movement through the trees, the pathing, they don't catch him. He's fine. He's okay. He's cool. Sadly, the same is not true of the Shadow Fiend as he gets dragged inside Firefly. And he's 100% dead. No help for you, no trees to cover you, and you just lose your life. But somehow they get the turnaround kill onto Italiano Gangster. This tree is still alive. Overlom gonna try and chase him down, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do so. Instead, he's gonna be a victim of more damage from the tree. It's a double kill for the MMR Tourist in the top lane.
This tree with this level 3 lead sheet is doing work. It is a lot of damage and healing, especially if you can spam it, and he definitely can with his arcane boots.
Love to see it. MMR Tourist still very much focused on getting that Midas, so will not deviate from that build whatsoever. That's going to be the decision made ultimately by him. And though on the other side of the map, Thana on the Bane, he gets in front of where Tingle King is, has to recognize that they're trying to make the move here to open up space on the map for the 5RATFORCESTAFFs. Will they be able to get it though? Well, they're going to get him first, and then they're going to easily mop up this tower. But, maybe I spoke too soon. He's still alive, ultimately does die, and unfortunately, he doesn't get lucky enough. You know, sometimes you're playing past 5, you make these distraction plays, and even though you die, the tower kills the Siege Dragon, then it's okay. It's not so bad. It's like, I can die like this, it's fine, but sadly, that is not the situation at hand for him. And he does just end up losing his life heads up. Feels bad. And then the tower's going to die anyway with the Sea Dragon being gone.
Yep. All things considered, the start has been going okay for KBU. They're leading like 800-ish gold. So that's pretty decent, especially when you have a Shadow Fiend Luna. You don't expect to win the lane super hard. And they definitely haven't, but still, they're doing okay. Mostly because Italiano Gangstar has been suffering against this Treant.
Yep. Giant has done a magnificent job of putting pressure on this hero. Going to be delaying the omelets, delaying the blink, delaying the deso, the BKB, any other possible follow-up items that normally emerge from this hero. Now going to take a little bit longer to come out. And sadly, that is going to lead into a game where KBU has more freedom to do what they need on the map. The one thing I'm kind of worried about is 5RATFORCESTAFF. Until they have like the full Deso or something on this Raid King, it feels like they have a kind of difficult time being able to take down this Roshan. And erstwhile, KBU have a much easier time of doing it if they do get annihilated into a decent position. So what do you do on 5RATFORCESTAFF to ensure that you can still take objectives whilst you're still waiting for Italiano Gangster to recover?
I mean, you don't really have a great way of taking objectives. I don't think there is an easy answer here. Ooh, I annihilate. Gonna get a freebie here, most likely.
Nice. Okay. Good though. They do get the Requiem channeled out. They throw out the damage. Okay. That was some pretty big burst that came in. Tingle King ends up also losing his life in the bottom lane. Challenged by the MMR Tourist. Treant Protector does manage to finish him off. That was really, really good. A kill to be able to find. At the same time, though, really messed up and really sucky to also lose Nico middle. How did that all fall apart in such a short span of time on opposite ends of the map here for the side of the 5RATFORCESTAFF?
Yeah, good question. I mean, this Treant is just really strong. I don't think there is a single hero on the map that can contest him right now, aside from the Batrider. So any lane he goes is a really scary lane to go to. Batrider is looking for him, though. And with Overgrowth on cooldown, he could try to make something happen, but yeah, it's not gonna happen.
There we go. Midas is up. It has arrived here. So we're now going to have the super rich Treant Protector. This is also coming around the same time as I Annihilate is beginning in earnest to build towards getting BKB. The D-Lance should be flying in on the courier now, and indeed it is. So from this perspective now with the Shadow Fiend, the closer he gets to BKB, I think he arrives more or less at the same time that Luna should have hers. If, well, she's going for... What is this build? D-Lance... finishing Mask of Madness, then still Yasha. All right, she's still a little bit away. Never mind. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself with her. But do they start to go as soon as they have the BKB, which is generally the traditional timing for these SFs to start making moves around the map? Or do they want to wait a little bit longer until they're more secure in their Luna's farm?
I think the timing is when you get the BKB. The reason why Luna has all of those items in her quick buy is because apparently they don't want to play the exact same way this game. So SF is gonna be the one who gets the early BKB and is gonna make space for the Luna. That being said, I still wouldn't be surprised to see a quick BKB on Luna either.
SF tweaking off, he finds himself in a small fray with Italiano Gangster. They take away the first life, but he'll be dragged back with Firefly. Can't even activate the Requiem, silenced up by the Arcane Curse of B-God. And now Thana was also in the vicinity. Will he be able to escape? Does not seem so. Nico easily able to chase him down on the Batrider. Looking for more. The MMR Tourist. How far forward is he? Oh, no, he's fine. Everything's okay. But losing two just off the back of that. That was kind of surprising that KBU decided to stick around, right? Around this area. They took the first life willingly, knowing full well that backup was on the way. Bit of a peculiar move, and they might lose overarm as well for this too. Yep, gets brought down by the Purifying Flames in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, they just underestimated the Raid King. Even without farm, it still just takes a long time.
Wow. Big Ravage comes out, the first one that gets used around the tower. Utilized to only bring down Bane so long. I Annihilate though. Ah, perfectly fine. He's good. Just ends up walking away. Just moseying on out of here. I honestly, if I'm in this situation where Ravage has just been used, Bane is about to respawn, the tier 1 tower is still alive. You know, I don't have Requiem, but we can still stand and defend this because we have False Promise from the Warden. I'm feeling pretty good about this from the side of KBU, and I don't think 5RATFORCESTAFF are going to be happy about how the spell was utilized.
Yeah, even with 5RATFORCESTAFF getting some nice kills, it still looks decent for KBU. The Luna is in the jungle farming. Their SF, even with his 4 deaths, is still ahead of the Batrider, and they have a Treant free farming somehow.
Not just free farming Wingblade, top net worth in the game right now on MMR Tourist. definitely the strongest hero on the map with this tree. Very, very surprising that this is the case, but nonetheless, this is what's happening, and they're going to be able to take this tower in the top lane. He's building Guardian Greaves next, just going for this uber tank build. Like, if you get complete free farm on a tree and protector, what do you even build with? Oh, wait, hold on. I Annihilate. I would wish he had BKB right now. Sadly, gonna die, and MMR Tourist gonna look for revenge. At the very least, might be able to fight Overlord. Leash Sheet, not enough. And he might actually die himself, but I don't think they really want to chase too far for him. Very tanky. Still has another Leech Sheet to proc. It's almost daring them to come across the river. Instead, they'll try to go for the easier prey of the Warden as this Oracle, trying to flee into the dire jungle towards where this Luna is. And maybe you're bringing danger towards me, Dad is thinking. Not where we want to be fighting, but I don't think 5RATFORCESTAFF really want to fight here either. Both sides will feel that we've done enough aggression. Time to call it quits, a little bit of a ceasefire, and get back to farming. It's the important thing for now.
I quite like the Guardian Greaves on Treant this game. Gets rid of a lot of annoying debuffs. And with a lot of annoying debuffs, I mean mostly the stuff that Skyrat throws at you.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
Like for a Treant, Atos into his full combo could be lethal if you don't get it. Because yeah, you have decent starting strength, but your strength gain is actually not that high. So if you don't build tanky items on a Treant, you're not gonna be super tanky. Like 1300 HP is no problem for a Skyrat to burst through.
Yep. Skyrat Mage definitely wants to be comboing with his team, utilizing the burst whenever possible. It might come now that Nico is practically done with BKB, just needs the recipe, so the next maybe 4 or 5 minutes, we'll see them do something on the map with this. We still, doesn't seem like they're going to be opting for any Blink Daggers. You know why here, Wingblade? Look at our boy Tingle King. We saw this the other day. He's prepared, he's revving up. Aghanim Scepter being readied for the Tide Hunter. He's making sure that the high ground push is not going to happen.
Yeah, good luck pushing high grounds against Bat Rider Tide. Italiano Gangstar, he has his armlet now and he's actually going for a blink. So he's gonna be the setup stun for his Sky.
Speaking of setup, they're smoking up right now. Looking for a place on the map to be able to play aggressively here. These 4 heroes, they don't have the Raid King nearby, but they come across Annihilate, who does reveal himself, but they should know that Oracle is very likely nearby, and they come across the Warden. They don't want to utilize the spells on him, but the indecision may just cost them. They finally do decide to make use of these spells. Arcane Curse, will it provide enough time? No, not just yet, but he used the False Promise on himself already, so Mystic Flare just flies down onto the SF, but unfortunately the reinforcements have already arrived. Eclipse, Fiend's Grip opens up the space, they take down Nico, and sure, they end up losing the Warden, but hashtag worth in that situation. Not losing SF, not losing the tier 1 tower, and being able to set up for a push of your own. Beautiful response coming in from the side of KBU.
Just imagine if 5RAT supports 5RATFORCESTAFF had a position 5 support. Instead they have this Gyro, who's not doing anything. And I don't even blame the player, it's just a very bad pick here.
And at least maybe get something out of it. Oof. Nightmare dodge and a Nissa. Yeah, that's just sad, man. That's just sad. Tingle King, you know, sort of feels like the older brother who sees that you're struggling with the video game. He shows up like, alright, man, I got you. Let me help you get this kill. I see you're having a hard time here. But definitely can't feel good right now for B-God to know that he's practically the only support because Overlord can't really do all that much. But Nico finds a big target here. They get back the tree and MMR Tourist is down. That's a not insignificant amount of gold here for the chicken B-God. 470. This will practically finish the rod of Atos much sooner than he was expecting. This is great.
Yep. I mean, the chicken is the only reason why 5RATFORCESTAFF isn't super behind in net worth. Let's take a look at that Ravage fight.
Unfortunately, we see this is a little bit of that indecision. Instead of wanting to decide who do we go on immediately, they take a second or two to think about where to go, and that means that the Mystic Flare doesn't come in tandem with all their other spells, so they're able to just get this big turnaround and oof. You know, we didn't see a lot of heroes getting caught in this, but the team fight damage threat is significant. And we're going to see another team fight now as 5RATFORCESTAFF have encroached into the Radiant jungle, but they might have gone too far. Overlong, first one to die. Italiano Gangster, though, looking for Annihilate. BKB gets popped by the Shadow Fiend, turns around with the Requiem and the Fiend's Grip going out onto Nico as well. They've eviscerated the Batrider. First life taken away from this Raid King. He does respawn. Who else can he find in the fight? Won't be able to reach too far forward. Instead, KBU, they utilize their strength. They take out B-God. Next to 4 will be Tingle King. We have 2 lives on the Raid King. Nobody else has that luxury. As they all end up dying. And KBU now smoke immediately. And I can't help but think that Wingblade, they're going directly into the Roshan pit. They have a date with the big man.
They should be able to take this relatively quickly. The presence of the Dark Lord. But Luna, okay, she is gonna come. I was gonna say she's just not interested. But having Luna Blessing kind of helps for taking Roche, guys. I Annihilate stacking the races. Fate's Edict coming out on the Roche. And Roche decides that he wants to venture out of his pit for once.
Just doing his thing, saying hello. And now that they have this Aegis, what do you think they do with this? Is this going to be a farming Aegis, or do you think they have enough items that they can decide they want bigger objectives? Is it just going to pick up a freebie yet again on this Jarrow? Bye, fam. Bye-bye. What can you do?
I feel like it's pushing time. The Wraith King is still really, really weak. Because he doesn't have a BKB, so he's gonna get kited to hell. They have the mech and soon the Guardian Greaves on their Treant. They have the Oracle to counter any kind of Batrider play. So they're looking really strong right now.
The strength
Because
that
they
they have.
could just wait on the Luna to get even bigger, because if this goes late, they have SF Luna, which is really strong. At the same time, I think they're ready to push.
I mean, when you're strong enough as you're expressing right now, why wait, right? There's no reason to make that happen. And oh, Nico will come across the inner hero, gets himself a young freebie on this Bane, and they might want to bring in more heroes to force KBU away from this side of the map. And anything that they're doing right now, sure, it might not be winning fights, but it's buying an immense amount of time to allow them to keep control of their side of the map, keep control of these outposts, not lose out on this experience advantage. And that's a bit of an unfortunate thing to lose the Bane right as you're setting up for the push. And I don't think they want to do this again just yet. Yeah, gotta wait for this. So, while we have a little bit of downtime here, Wingblade, what are you thinking item progression-wise here for both of these sides? So for KBU, Linken's is coming up. This Luna is going to go into the Skadi after having Mask of Madness BKB. Is this the right direction for KBU, given the strength that they have? Like you mentioned, they're already practically ready to push. Do they need this kind of prowess, or should they just go for more raw damage instead?
I think if KBU has the proper positioning, heroes are gonna melt anyway. That's a dead Tingle King.
I mean,
Very nice kill.
you know what counts as proper positioning? Being the only target next to Eclipse. Pretty good positioning for the Luna in that situation.
But yeah, going a bit tanky on the Luna is absolutely fine. You want to make sure you don't get immediately blown up. Because if the fight goes a little bit longer, you're gonna be completely fine. There's so much control on the lineup of KBU US if there is no BKBs.
Without BKBs, I mean, we still don't have a single BKB for the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF, at least not on the heroes that matter. Nico has one, but at this stage of the game, doesn't really matter all that much if the Bat's the only one with it. We need this to be available on Italiano Gangster. He's still building towards BKB. Oh, but it does feel like when he gets there, though, he'll have a distinct lack of damage, even with this Desolator that's just flowed in right now. With this tank ability that you're talking about now on the Luna, doesn't feel like his itemization is going to be enough to deal with her, with how far ahead she's getting from him as well.
Yeah, I mean, Italiano Gangstar, he can kill the supports right now, but these core fights are gonna be difficult. This could be a nice kill.
Okay, very nice pick off there. That's a healthy heaping of gold. We're seeing more and more this MMR tourist. You were literally mentioning it earlier that despite being a strength hero, that his gain itself is not that high, so we don't often find him being uber tanky unless he builds the requisite items. And right now he only has the Guardian Greaves, Magic Wand, and a Midas. Not enough to fully tank him up just yet. Do you agree with him going Holy Rockets? Maybe Shivas might be better than this, or BKB? Or is it just necessary to help beef up his team?
It's interesting that he's taking the role of healer this game. Because, I mean, he has Living Armor and Greaves, and I guess Holy Locket makes some amount of sense. I haven't seen too much of it, but in theory, I mean, Holy Locket is only 2400 gold. I could see it paying off, especially because 5RATFORCESTAFF is very single target oriented, and getting off a full Holy Locket on one of your teammates could potentially win them a fight.
Is under attack.
Yeah, especially if it comes out to allow a hero to get off a BKB, suddenly turn things around at the last crucial moment. So that kind of sustain definitely can help, but still needs to get there with the item. Still a little bit of a ways to go. Finish the recipe, then the energy booster, then you'll be okay. So he'll get some money from this tower. Unfortunately for them though, 5RATFORCESTAFF also get some money off of the Bane's life. B-God comboing with Italiano Gangster. You were talking about the setup. Blink with the Wraith Fire Blast to easily ensure that the Mystic Flare lands flush. We finally get to see it happen without any counterplay, and the Bane has gone down for the counter, and 5RATFORCESTAFF smoke immediately here, Wingblade. They want to try and press their advantage while they still have it.
I think it is the way to go. If they go on 3 and now, Oracle's too far away. Ooh, so close, so close.
Got him! Got
But
him!
not quite.
And they might want some bonuses now, but also this Luna showing up. Okay, gonna try force them back. Some Lucent Beams cropping down. The homing rocket flying forward. It's gonna land onto the Luna with the missile. Italiano Gangster already lost his first life as I Annihilate pops BKB, searching for more casualties in this fight. Won't come across anybody, and we'll realize that with BKB active, he has to kind of back away. Less now, the jump comes towards him, and the jump is indeed coming. Nico has a BKB charge at the ready. They still have Ravage online. This is kind of a scary place to be. Tingle King will get all the damage unloaded onto him. The Requiem, Eclipse, everything down onto the Tidehunter, and they do manage to find the kill. But Wingblade, is that worth it? He'll still have Ravage when he respawns, and they can just go again on the side of the 5RATFORCESTAFFs.
I think it's fine in this case. It's gonna be... there's gonna be like a 50-second window where there's Ravage and none of the other ultis. But the SF wouldn't want to fight without the BKB anyway, so... I feel like KBU US, they still wanna dodge fights for now. Because they know they skill well and the ages just expired, so they're like... Fine, we'll just use all of our stuff, get a kill, and get back to farming. That's the plan.
See how this goes from here. As 5RATFORCESTAFFs, they smoke just on the cusp of the respawn on this Tidehunter. Let's see if they can exploit this little window that they have, and they're jumping in. They find the one support, Oracle silenced up. Do they get the kill through the Glimmer Cape? Not just yet. Will eventually be able to make it happen. And they also clean up the Bane Elemental too. Thana gets taken out. Alright, that's okay. It's decent enough. Here we have 2 heroes killed. Tingle King comes back quickly. They thought they might have to use him for a fight, but it turns out not to be the case. So just 2 freebies. But KBU definitely do not want to be fighting anyway. And like you mentioned, they already get themselves back into safer positions. Make sure their BKBs come back off cooldown. Annihilate has his. Luna has his as well. So everything is fine. Despite losing these 2 supports, I think they're not too bothered with this, given that, you know, the game's still going in their favor. And you still think they have the late game, right, with the Shadow Fiend Luna, and that shouldn't really change.
I think they have the early late game, like 60 minutes or so. But if this ever goes to like super late game, like 2 hours,
Oh my god.
I don't think they have the late game anymore, because Skyrat plus Tide plus Bat, there's such strong disables and so much magic damage, and super late game magic damage kills better than physical damage.
Well, right now we're not at that late game portion just yet, so physical damage still plenty strong, and it gets demonstrated on Italiano Gangster, who gets the blink into the trees. Close call. Ends up happening down that bottom, but fortunately for Italiano Gangster, gets back home safely, picks up the BKB, so a situation like that shouldn't really happen again, but KBU will still happily mop up this tower and take it away.
We should be able to get the tier 2 as well. But 5RATFORCESTAFF is in a position to at least trade for the tier 1. Because they're not gonna push faster than Luna and an SF with the presence of the Dark Lord.
Level 15 talent was picked up by Annihilate as well to make this go as quickly as possible. And they're going for this here, Wingblade. Okay. They know that these heroes aren't fully set up for this defense. And now they have to choose Roshan or come defend the tier 3. This is SF Luna, so this is a decision you have to make quickly. But with the glyph popped, looks like they'll be able to get the best of both worlds. They pick up the Aegis. They'll be able to come back and defend. You know, normally I'm accustomed to seeing Radiant bottom tier 2 traded out for Roshan. Very rare that I see Dire bottom tier 2 traded for the Aegis instead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. Just changing things around a little bit. Now Paladin Sword for both sides, which is very nice. Even more healing amplification onto the Luna. Gonna be a lot of lifesteal and healing coming her way, I reckon.
She's going Satanic, but they're jumping on her now, right? Actually, the jump, will it be effective? Not just yet. Fiend's Grip going out onto Nico. They get this huge burst. The Italiano gangster trying to chase down Dad. But unfortunately, the Eclipse with the BKB from the Luna, way too strong. And Italiano, second life now, gets triggered. Will pop the Aegis, third life incoming. Tingle King fires off the Ravage and catches on the 3. Will they be able to utilize it to take the fight? But Annihilate finally uses his own BKB with the Requiem. Sends back the Wraith King. Easy kill for them to pick up. Nico bought back, hoping to be able to assist in this fight. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do so. And KBU, that jump. Oh my goodness, they really thought on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF that they had it. This Luna dangling in the middle of the lane, but it ended up being a trap Wingblade, and they paid dearly for this. No buyback on the Wraith King, and look at this. Look at the damage. Look how fast this Batrider just died right now.
Yep. He was so excited that he got the Oracle that he kind of got that KBU US actually has 2 supports. And Bane just showing how strong of a hero he is. This Ravage was decent, but with the Oracle buyback it couldn't really do much, especially because the tier 1 for Radiant was still up because of the Treant armor, so he could just TP right back into the fight.
Absolutely one of the aspects of Treant Protector that makes him really valuable when you do manage to sneak him into a draft where he's good. Being able to keep these towers very, very healthy for so long. It's practically still at full HP. And they got away with the lane of Rax. They pick it up. Good fight. They also managed to make sure that they took away the Aegis life, which I think it would have been a really big thing if this Wraith King survived, at least with the Aegis, but nope, everything gets taken away. This Luna, the Shadow Fiend, they're so far ahead right now with their net worth. They're going to be closing in soon for the Satanic on Luna. Annihilate already has Linkins moving towards getting the Silver Edge now. How do these heroes play Dota on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF? If this smoke, for example, doesn't work out, what do they do to try and recover their position in this game? Well, we might find out sooner rather than later because they get found on the high ground. Look at the damage from Annihilate. He's definitely annihilating heroes. Gyro gone, the first life of Wraith King taken away. BKB will be triggered, but to what end? Fiend's Grip will lock him in position. And Nico just forced to flap away on the Batrider with the BKB. No possible counterplay available. And that's just 3 heroes taken in the blink of an eye. Gyro buys back, but he knows that he'll be having to hold the high ground with just 3 heroes. Because there's no way that KBU will allow them to just sit with these heroes in the grave without trying to force more buildings.
Yeah, there is definitely some desperation for 5RATFORCESTAFF now. With this Shadow Fiend and Luna running up to the high ground. Luna even just eclipses a creep wave. That's just what you do sometimes.
Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Will we have a situation where they can at least stay in the game? I don't think they can save this lane of Rax, but they can at least make sure that they don't take a fight that's too bad for them. But they want to try and isolate Annihilate here. Blink Ravage
Nice
from Tingle King. Stuns out 4 heroes as they drag back the Shadow Fiend into the base. They've taken out the Oracle, isolated the SF, but they have no way to cancel the TP. Oh no, not close enough with B-God. So not Rodabawi stays in the game, and at the same time, this Luna, look what happens, goes bottom with BKB, rinses the lane of Rax, earns Mega Creeps. Even if this Luna ends up dying, she has access to buyback. It's not that big of a deal. You've got the Megas, the win condition, you can smell it. KBU are so close to winning game 1.
Yeah, and 5RATFORCESTAFF really doesn't have a great lineup to defend Mega Creeps. Tide is decent. Wraith King is decent-ish if he takes the cleave talent. But he went for the skeleton talent, so they're really gonna struggle with holding back these creeps. So yeah, they're just gonna run down mid, see if they can maybe win 6 fights in a row and then finish the game. But they're definitely on the clock now.
I mean, all they have to do, I mean, it's either one or two things. Like either win the 6 fights in a row, or somehow keep this game going until that magical 2-hour mark, where everything starts to show up flush for them. But like you mentioned, holding against mega creeps very, very difficult with this lineup. Not an easy thing to do by any stretch of imagination. So is there any way that they can do it? Is there any item that they can pick up right now to assist them in this regard? Do we need to start seeing Maelstroms, Battle Furies emerging? Or is it just one of these things where you just have to hope and pray that you find the correct initiation to start the turnaround?
Of course, there is always a way. I feel like the best thing right now would be to become religious and pray. Pray to God that something happens that makes you win this game, because there is no rational plan. You just need to hope.
The Hulk Hogan method. Gotta eat your vitamins, say your prayers, and just hope that things go right.
Choose a deity that you like and just start praying. There's
Unfortunately,
a refresher
the
on
deity...
Tide.
Yeah. I was about to ask you about this and say, is this the kind of prayer symbol that can really help you, having the double ravage? But it won't help if the rest of the team is dead, so they need to be careful. Dad, though, walks underneath the sentry. This might be bad. Italiano Gangster, first one out. No one has Aegises, so everyone's a bit vulnerable. There goes the first ravage. It catches on the 4. The second one will as well. Mystic Flare going out too. Do they kill Dad? No, they don't. The Luna survives. Gets off the Eclipse with the Satanic. Able to fight back with the Musket Madness. Excuse me, no Satanic just yet, but doesn't even need it. More than enough right-click damage just with this lifesteal. Then the False Promise coming through. They apply the break over onto the Tide Hunter. Easy kill there. Italiano Gangster manages to blink away from the fight after triggering the reincarnation. But at the end of the day, KBU too strong, too far ahead. GG well played is called, and Wingblade, they almost had it.